mga pa-skip slide. Okay? So I will start my presentation with this very important kasi this is connected with our flagship product, or it's the most important vitamin that I'm going to discuss. But unfortunately, it is a neglected vitamin. Kaya I started my presentation with the title, The Neglected Vitamin. So ano ba tong neglected vitamin? So hulaan nyo. So sa mga hindi pa members, what is this neglected vitamin? Okay, but I think you have an idea na anong i-discuss. So it's actually vitamin D. So vitamin D, as we know in high school, is we get it from the sun. So this vitamin D is synthesized by our skin, then it goes to the liver and the kidneys. So it will be processed para maging active na vitamin D, which yung una nating knowledge lang is it helps with calcium to strengthen bones and muscles. Diba? Yun lang yung tinuro sa ako personally, a 90s kid. Yun lang alam ko si vitamin D. But recent studies have shown that vitamin D is important not only for bone and bone function, but a lot of very important functions in the body. Kaya naman, naging neglected vitamin siya kasi hindi natin alam, mas importante pa pala siya than other vitamins based on researches in the recent decades or 2 or 3 decades. Okay, in fact, vitamin D is known to be deficient among Filipinos. So kulang po tayo ng vitamin D, and this has been shown in a study done by a doctor, head of the DOST, FNRI, Food and Nutrition and Research, Food and Nutrition Research Institute. So that children, there were children who has shown to be insufficient in vitamin D. So kaya wag tayong makampante that we are living in a tropical country. We have enough sun exposure, but in fact, we are deficient with vitamin D because studies have shown this. Okay, kasi naman masakit magpabilad sa init ng 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. which is actually the optimum time na makakuha tayo ng enough vitamin D, which yung mga Pinoy, ayaw natin naman, di ba, nagsa-sunblock nga tayo, nagpapayong and everything. So kaya we're deficient with vitamin D, and especially during the pandemic na bawal lumabas, lockdown and all, kaya ang daming nadidepress because it could be a sign of vitamin D deficiency. Okay, so Dr. Michael Holick, he was the one actually who made extensive study. Matagal yan, tawag nito, nag-research on vitamin D, and it has, his book showed that vitamin D can help prevent and treat these mga conditions. Of course, osteoporosis, kasi nga si vitamin D and calcium, they work together. Heart diseases, cancer. So there are a lot of studies with vitamin D deficiency and cancer. Autoimmune diseases like lupus, psoriasis, fibromyalgia, depression, insomnia, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. Okay? So a lot of people do not know ganun ka-important si vitamin D as to this, siguro mga doctors lang alam na vitamin D is important in the management of these conditions. Okay? But strikingly, how important is vitamin D pala? So ayun, this is very recent from our convention last May sa PEDIAC, our annual convention. One doctor, he's an OB-GYN, discussed about the importance of vitamin D, especially in the first 227 days of life. So intrauterine, yung kung nasa loob pa si baby, yung buntis, kung ano yung importance ng nutrition for the mother who has a baby inside. So there is what we call hidden hunger because it affects low to middle income countries. So this is recent data from March 2022 in Southeast Asia that these are the kumbaga micronutrient deficiency among us Southeast Asians. So yung alam natin mga iron, kasi anemic, folate, vitamins A, B, but D is very important as one of those vitamins na kulang sa among Filipinos. And that's why if you have low vitamin D for children, it can cause rickets. So nagbe-bend yung mga bones kasi kulang si vitamin D. But for women, especially mga tawag nito, mga fertile or mga nag-mens na mga babae, PCOS is a very concerning kasi ang dami na nating cases. PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. and it causes infertility, and vitamin D actually is one of the culprit. So if you know friends na hindi nabubuntis or irregular yung menses, so it could be PCOS. So ang daming cysts sa ovaries, and this can actually be treated, or you can address these problems through vitamin D. Okay, so PCOS and vitamin D. So yun, balik tayo. Sorry, nabaliktad yung aking slide. So vitamin D is also important in the first 1,000 days of life. So it's in fact already a Republic Act na vitamin D supplementation should be implemented. So amongst mga other vitamins, si vitamin D should be given. Okay, so yun, even sa mga convention ng mga specialists like sa mga OB, sa mga buntis, micronutrients that are very important for pregnant women include vitamin D. So di ba yung alam natin, iron, calcium, folic, but now the new data has shown vitamin D is very important also for pregnant women. Okay, then even for mga buntis na may risk of high blood or hypertension, and we call it preeclampsia. So yung nagsi-seizure na or nagkukumbulsyon na yung isang buntis na mataas yung blood pressure. So in a study that was presented in one of the conventions ng mga OB, that vitamin D supplementation can reduce the risk of preeclampsia. So yun, kaya rin recommend. So if you don't want, if you know someone or if you are pregnant and especially may history ng hypertension or high blood, yun, ayaw nating magkumbulsyon dahil sa taas ng high blood or BP. So vitamin D should be taken, okay, sa mga pregnant women. So it's not only, kumbaga hindi lang namin gawa-gawa, but it's already based on studies that vitamin D supplementation can reduce the risk of preeclampsia among pregnant women. Okay, so of course, about infertility and PCOS in relation kanina. So, yung vitamin D actually helps in the production of a certain hormone na tumutulong sa pangingitlog ng babae para makabuo, di ba? So, yung vitamin D helps in the ovulation ng isang babae. So, kaya naman, we have a lot of testimonies among couples na battling with infertility for how many years, but just correction of the vitamin D deficiency has successful pregnancy. So kaya naman kung may kilala kayong matagal nang walang mga anak na mag-asawa or gustong makabuo, baka vitamin D deficient lang sila, and our vitamin D can help. Okay, so in the midst of COVID-19, so this is where I started actually. I knew Fern-D, our vitamin D, because I was looking for a supplement for COVID-19, because studies have shown those na namatay or very critical with COVID, sila yung mababa yung vitamin D sa katawan. Okay, so even in the management of TB, this is our recent na convention last month lang, that one of the risk factors of tuberculosis, aside from malnutrition, is actually vitamin D deficiency. So you know that, alam nyo ba na tayo Pilipino, 75% of us are exposed to TB or tuberculosis. Yan. Hindi lang tayo lahat nagkaka-TB kasi because of our immune system. But if you are vitamin D deficient, the risk of getting the disease actually is also there. Okay, so again, going back sa COVID-19, it's really one of our recommendations, si vitamin D. Kaya naghahanap talaga ako ng 1,000 units kasi ito yung recommendation ng society. Okay, for less than 2 years old, 1,000 units, and for more than 2 years old, 2,000 units. Okay, so even in the management of asthma, it's in the global initiative for asthma. This is a guideline by experts globally that vitamin D is linked. If you're deficient, this is linked to higher exacerbation or matinding pag-atake ng asthma among pregnant women, and actually at risk din yung baby inside kung si asthmatic mother is low in vitamin D. Okay, so this was also adopted by the local society ng pediatric pulmonologists, that the only vitamin that was that is being recommended for the management of asthma, vitamin D lang po. Okay? So, vitamin D lang talaga ang, kumbaga, nire-recommend na vitamin sa mga hikain. Okay? So, our brand, by the way, is Fern-D. Okay? So, Fern-D, swak na swak because it is 1,000 international unit of soft gel capsule. Wala pong ibang preparation in the pharmacies available na 1,000 units. Okay? Locally available, merong 800 units. But ours is 1,000 units of soft gel capsule. Okay? So, our brand is Fern-D. Okay, excuse me. Your daily dose of sunshine even without the sun. Okay? So, hindi na natin ang kailangang everyday magpa-expose sa araw ng 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. na nakahubad. Okay? Because you can take this in a gel capsule na 1,000 units. So, Fern-D is yun very is important to boost our immunity. It improves sleep quality. It even it interacts with melatonin to regulate our sleep. It prevents growth of cancer cells. There are a lot of studies about that. In pregnancy, as I mentioned earlier, regulates mood, raises insulin sensitivity. So, kaya naman it is helpful on those who are diabetic na naka-maintenance na ng mga anti-diabetic meds and mataas pa rin mga HbA1c, so poor yung control. Vitamin D is very good as supplement. Okay, so it improves eyesight. It's even better than beta vitamin A. It's good for the brain and it's recommended for all ages. In fact, even preterm or mga premature babies, binibigyan po ng vitamin D. Kasi, actually, all babies in the first year of life should be given vitamin D. Okay? Unfortunately, because breast milk in a mother na deficient ng vitamin D deficient din yung breast milk ni mother. Okay? So, unfortunately, in the Philippines, wala po tayong vitamin D na mga kumbaga, tawag nito, fortified na mga meal preparation. So, kaya doctors actually can give vitamin D to their mga infants or mga breastfeeding na mga babies in the first year of life. Okay, so what sets apart our vitamin D with our Fern-D with other brands? It's because yun nga 5 years na naging winner ng World Branding Awards yung
Now, the category is vitamins and supplements. The brand is Fern-D. Please welcome the President and CEO.
Fern-D is an affordable, premium quality vitamin D supplement available exclusively in iFriend-dependent distributors worldwide. Sourced from one of the largest vitamin manufacturers in the world, Fern-D helps boost the body's immune system, making it less prone to infectious diseases.
So ito po yung proof na nanalo ng World Branding Awards yung ating Fern-D. Okay, so yun, if you will ask ano yung World Branding, ito po yung mga other brands in the Philippines na nanalo ng World Branding Awards. But for vitamins and supplements, si Fern-D lang po ang nanalo and that's for 5 consecutive years. Okay, so yan po si Fern-D. Yan ha, mandami ko nang nabanggit kung saan po pwede gamitin si Fern-D.